Keith Gregory Hoare, born January 29th, 1997.
Hashtag on you, Keith.
Hashtag on you, Keith.
At Keith Hoare.
Hashtag pop off George. Did you see that one?
Pop off George was good.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 12 of the Coffee Club. We made it to the big dozen. Big day today. The boys are coming off. What'd you guys race on the weekend? BU?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. BU,
BU
the
5K
season
indoors.
opener at BU.
It was a season opener, huh? That's kind of wild. But before we get into it, just our final thank you for Movember. Thank you so much to everyone that donated to our cause. We ended up with $1,490 for men's health, which is way more than
What we expected.
Was actually.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for the support from everyone. And yeah, it's pretty cool that we have like kind of this platform where we can do stuff like that now. And yeah, it feels good. So thank you to everyone. But moving on, boys.
No coffee shout out today.
Oh yeah.
No.
So this is our first evening episode. And because it's evening,
Tea Club.
we're drinking
Kind of.
tea.
Do you want to
Still
tell-
shout out to your mum.
Yeah.
Shout out
Australian
to
T2.
my mom, Adrian Torda. We're drinking T2 tea, which if you're from Australia, I think it's pretty massive brand over there. Just like kind of nice, fancy shit. I always get it as a Christmas present every year. And my mom sent us this tea, I think, as a Christmas present for this year, or it's from past years. So thank you very much, Mom. Appreciate that. We are a tea club today. So I don't know, maybe drink some tea with us if you want to. But yeah, so I'm sitting here with a couple of newly minted national record holders. How's it feel, guys?
Oh, everything's changed.
good.
Everything, my whole like
I've
outlook
noticed
on
your
life.
personality has changed a
My
lot.
personality, my outlook, my complete
Yeah, man.
life-changing experience. No, it was fun. I mean, for us really going in, we just didn't. You never know with season openers, right? So that was
Yeah.
the whole thing was going in, having a good time. Shout out to our teammate Joe for literally carrying us on the back for 3,800 meters.
Did an amazing job pacing.
Yeah, fantastic
Thanks,
job.
Max. Great pacer.
We just like went in to have fun. I think the one thing we didn't want happening is getting beaten by college kids. That's the one. That was the
Yeah.
one thing I was like, this is like, because these kids are coming off, they're sharp. They're like, you can
They
tell
were
they're going to
sharp
run
for
well.
sure.
And they did run well. They ran incredible times. I mean, shout out also to our boy Ollie Hacker, who on the weekend ran 13.
Yeah, he wasn't in your race, but he raced a 5K the night before in Michigan and ran 13:37. Shout out Olin.
And
I
then
think we've given Olin about 5 shout outs
know.
in this podcast.
But the
now.
thing,
I don't know.
but
Olin's
the
getting
reason
famous,
why I
isn't
bring up Olin is that like that was a really quick time, and then it's just got knocked back by
Yeah.
that BU race. It was just
He's the
unbelievable.
collegiate lead for like a day.
Yeah,
And then
Same
now
day.
down to like 15th or some
yeah,
shit like
he's
that.
already back there, and
16th at 13:37.
16 people
Unbelievable.
qualify for nationals, so he's right on the cusp right now. But that is, I mean, that just shows you the depth, which everyone knew about, but it is crazy to see it happen in front of your eyes. But yeah, I haven't asked these boys anything about the race really because I wanted to save it for the podcast. So
I had a vow of silence about the race since
yeah,
we got back.
we weren't allowed to talk about it, but just let's go through your Boston trip. What was it like getting in there and stuff? Because I've never been to Boston before. I know George has. Ollie?
Yeah,
My first time.
What'd you
I
guys
was
think
showing
of
him the ropes.
it? Yeah.
No, Boston's a fun place to travel to. As
Yeah.
like for running, there's a few good spots to run, plenty of good coffee to drink. Like 10,000 colleges in
Yeah.
that town. So
And they like all have
So
running
many-
communities too. So like there's a lot of there's like a running community like in Boston. It's
It
quite,
is a
quite
massive
large.
running community because that's
Yeah.
where a lot of the companies are based. Like,
yeah,
I'm not going to name any names because they don't sponsor us, but a lot of companies,
yeah.
a lot of
A lot of running
companies
companies are there, and like obviously the Boston Marathon, you know, pretty
yeah, and some
pretty,
groups, there, a bunch of groups there.
historical. Yeah, and it was fun because I think
So many indoor tracks too.
yeah,
and
nuts.
so many fast
And like
ones.
amazing indoor tracks. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
particularly the one we ran on. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I think going into the race, we were able to like kind of go and spend some time. Like, what was that bakery we went to? That was really, it's pretty crazy. Like, it was just so busy.
Yeah,
And then
big
it's-
city,
One in Cambridge.
big city. Life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
we
nuts.
actually we went to Boston for a bit for a couple of meals, but then we also would go to Cambridge, up where one of those I don't know that school.
Cambridge is separate from Boston. I didn't even know this stuff.
I didn't know that either until
It's
I.
It's
saw
like
Cambridge is like a
connected,
town?
but like they call it something different.
And is that where Harvard is? Or
Um,
is Harvard in Boston?
Harvard, they say Cambridge.
Cambridge.
we also
Okay.
learned There's this Gus putting a rock against the window. We also learned a key fact about traveling to Boston. Don't rent a car.
Yeah.
Do not rent a car.
Oh, yeah.
Because
That
we
is not
literally
best
paid
decision.
the amount for parking that it was to rent the car. Like, it was just
Yeah.
ridiculous. And
Rich
like,
was wondering why the rental car was so cheap.
Yeah.
Because
No one wants a car.
He's like,
Oh,
oh,
this
the
is
weekend.
awesome.
He's like, I'm never fucking
Yeah.
renting a
It's just
car
like
again.
it's just
Fucking
probably the
terrible.
most stressful thing in the world.
it was stressful, and like literally
Yeah.
you could just Uber everywhere. It was like cheap
Parking
Uber.
was a nightmare. One-way streets were a nightmare.
I had to, like,
Can
sign
you
on an
imagine
app.
like peak winter as well? How bad it would get there
with the snow, like
yeah,
on
with
the
the
streets
snow.
and everything.
Because it
Fucking
snows
terrible.
a lot in Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they get a lot of snow. They get a rough
All I got us a
winter.
parking ticket.
Okay.
How'd you do that?
So we're getting coffee actually.
We're going to go
Trying
get. So we went to Blue Bottle Coffee to try out some samples.
It's gonna
And
be our competitor soon. Let's
yeah.
make our own coffee.
when we get our own coffee sorted, so we just
Blue
want to figure
Bottle.
out how the competitors are doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got to fill out on the parking meters now. There's application stuff, and I missed a 1 on the number plate,
Yeah.
so we got a $30 ticket for it.
I'm surprised the ticket wasn't more, considering how much the parking itself would have cost.
I mean, honestly, like
Yeah.
the amount we paid for the hotel parking is the exact, like almost cheaper.
One of the first dinner we went to, parking for an hour and a half was $22.
It was ridiculous.
That's expensive.
It's
So,
almost the cost of the rental car for the day.
so yeah.
So when we go back in February, we're gonna be Ubering.
Yeah.
Uber, yeah. All right, don't drive in Boston. That's a good tip. But then race day
We got a few new pre-race
spots.
spots
Yeah.
now though.
We've got the setup. We've got the
Yeah.
setup.
Punjab Palace,
Punjab Palace.
Punjab
We mentioned
Palace,
that before.
honestly,
authentic
Gorgeous
Indian
Indian.
food. It was amazing.
It's funny you say that because you were saying this today that now you think Indian food is the go-to pre-race, but
I feel like
think
it should be.
I think a lot of
100%.
common
There's
thought would be,
misconceptions.
don't do Indian food. the
But
night
people are
before.
thinking don't do Indian
People was
food.
like, oh, I just
super hot
can
Indian
only
food.
eat Italian food the night
Yeah.
before the race.
I feel like Indian
Honestly,
food
it's
is
bullshit.
pretty
I
it's
think
bullshit.
I think a lot of people are very sensitive about their guts before a race. And
Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. I'm not
I mean,
weighing
you
in
don't
my hat on
have
this
you don't
one.
have to order it super spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should order mild. I mean, I'm not gonna weigh in my gut on that one because my gut can take a lot.
Interestingly,
Yeah.
we came up with a similar theory when I was in college. The last time I PR'd in the 5K, like 3 years ago, me, Luis, and Tyler at Stanford got fish tacos the night before the race.
Fish tacos? Oh, I wouldn't do that. I don't know.
It was great.
You're just disproving all the theories.
Yeah.
But so that was the night before.
And boba tea. Punjab Palace.
Yeah, I had
I didn't
boba
even.
tea.
you
Well,
had a
I
day
tried
of the
theirs.
race,
Day before and then after.
Night
the
before.
race.
and we are back from our Gus break. We are back with our fourth member of the podcast. He was late today. Gus, where were you, buddy? You were outside chasing rocks. He's crazy. He wasn't taken for a walk today, so he's got too much energy.
Way too much energy.
Let's
But
chase rocks in the dark.
yeah,
What are you gonna do?
we still love him. But yeah, so race day. How you guys feeling before the race?
Honestly, pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, there was good vibes.
Hmm.
The whole energy.
Pre-meet was fun.
Yeah.
Like had got a good feel for the track. Did some nice strides.
Was it one of those ones where as soon as you do your stride on the track, you're like, holy shit, this track feels so good?
Honestly,
Joe didn't say that.
I didn't say that
Joe was
either. Really.
We did like a 200 or something. It was the first one and ran like 30. And Joe was like, "Fuck, that's pretty hard."
Dude, the track overrated.
Yeah.
But then,
He's not saying that anymore.
yeah, he doesn't say that anymore. He was telling me about how amazing it felt today.
Yeah.
Was he pretty confident the whole time about going out and just getting it done?
He definitely.
I
He was pretty confident he could make it pretty close to 4K.
4K. And then he kind
Which he
of
did.
He kind of
Yeah.
said like we were like saying 8:05 at the start, and then it kind of just started to decrease
Yeah,
from
that's
there.
what I
The
wasn't
pacing,
sure about.
the pacing, like the talk about pacing changed so much
Yeah.
over the course of the last few weeks, even to the day before.
Yeah.
And then like couple of the other people racing were asking me like, okay, so what's actually the pace? Like I've heard like 10 different numbers.
Well, I know Wesley Kiptu spoke to Joe before the race, like literally on the line,
Yeah.
and said, because Joe was like, hey man, like this is the plan, like we're gonna go try.
And when he said the plan at that point, was
The plan got moved.
Was
It got
it 8
moved to
minutes?
8 minutes because the Iowa State coach wanted it close to 8, because he was saying to Dathan that if he runs over 8 minutes, Wesley will pass him. So
Interesting.
that was like kind of the confidence that the Iowa State coach and Wesley had with what they wanted to run. But Joe went to him before the race to, hey man, like, you know, this is what I'm doing. You know, 4K, I'm going to try and make it as long as possible so you guys can kind of just sit on, relax, and go through. And he was saying 8 minutes. And Wesley was like, yeah, like if you can get under 8 minutes, that'd be great. Like that was always his mental plan.
Yeah.
So anyway, race went off, and it's pretty much Joe got straight into the pace and was just fantastic the whole way. But I know Wesley was kind of pushing him a little bit here and there.
It's no surprise that he's just an impatient racer.
I mean, you can watch him race through NCAAs. He's always been like out the front, pretty hard.
Closing hard is not his strong
forte.
To be fair, like what we haven't even said the results. So Ollie came first, 13:09, Australian indoor record. George came second, 13:12, New Zealand indoor record, both world champs qualifiers as well, and a fuck ton of world athletics points. And Wesley was third, right?
Mm-hmm.
What time did he run?
He ran 13:14.
See,
it's freaking good.
Yeah,
good.
The thing is, that's amazing. And to be fair to him, so 8 minutes is 13:20 pace. And if he's not confident in his kick, maybe he should have gone, like, it's the first race of the season. So it's like, come on, man. But maybe he should have gone through in 7:55 and he would have run sub 13:10. For you two guys, and Joe was there primarily for you two, I would imagine, it made more sense to go through 8 minutes and close just because you didn't want to, like, go out too hard or anything. But actually, from Kiptu's perspective, I can kind of see where he's coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but also
that's a good point.
He's never like been in the position, like he's always died. He's never been in the position to have some more in the tank. Maybe he could surprise himself and be able to
Well, maybe he dies back to 13:10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you consider dying? Yeah.
Consider dying is like just like going off like slower than the pace you started at.
Yeah.
But if you start at 13 flat pace and you slow down to 13:10 pace, you still run 13:10.
That is very true. But I'm thinking as like maybe for him it's probably better, it's particularly with championship racing, you don't want to be slowing down near the end of the race because it gives the incentive of other athletes.
Well, what we're saying is that his strong suit is just running hard.
And that's how he won NCAAs last year in the indoor 5K, was just
going away with it.
He went out in 4:08.
Yeah,
last year.
and that's the thing. That's where he's at now. If you look at NCAAs, is that for him, unfortunately, everyone else is so good that he can't drop them the same anymore. I mean, I guess now he still does have a pretty big gap over everyone if you think about the indoor 5K. Because what was the next collegiate? 13:22. Abdi.
Yeah. Abdi Hamid and Nico with 13:22.
So, I mean, that's 8 seconds. But still, I wouldn't want to try and lead a whole race in front of those two. But, yeah. So, I mean, Wesley, overall, great race. But he didn't... It's true.
What did he come in outdoor 5K?
Outdoor 5K, I think he
fell off.
All-American, maybe?
Yeah, Cooper won. And then Louis and Kyoko were second and third, I think. So, he fell off a little bit outdoors. But that's the exact same thing where... And Cooper ran, 13:12 or 13:13 that day. Yeah. So, yeah, you're not going to run away from that no matter what. But I'm probably going to ask this question of both of you guys because I'm always just so interested about this. But I'll go with Ollie first. How did this 5K feel for you? Because, so the last time Ollie ran a 5K, he ran it with the Bauman boys and Klecker in LA. And Ollie went out in, I don't know exactly what you went out in, but you were like on track to run like low 13-minute 5K until like 2 laps to go. Mm-hmm. And then you died. And I imagine that was really a painful way to race a 5K.
It was, yeah.
So how did this one compare to that?
The funniest thing was, like, for that race, I got behind Mark Scott and I tried to relax and then just, like, kick it down. That was my plan, right, at the LA one. Yeah. Didn't do that. Ran a 2:2800 and ended up with 13:22.
Yeah.
Grant won in, I think, 13:02.
And we are back from Gus break number 2. He's, he wants to play pretty bad, but...
Letting the team down today.
Yeah, come on, bro.
It's okay, we forgive him.
Yeah, he can do no wrong. But pretty much Ollie was explaining how he felt in this race.
Yeah, so like...
in the last 5K, he closed in 2:20, and this 5K, he closed in, like, 1:56 probably. So, I actually don't know, I just made that up.
I just closed well. Like, my last K was very strong. I felt confident in my ability. It didn't, like, fall apart. And I think a lot of that's just the strength training we've been doing. Like, we haven't done much work at all, but...
It is pretty crazy. You guys have only been back from your break for, 8 weeks?
Yeah, so that's probably 8 weeks of work.
Yeah.
So that's an exciting thing. Like, that's where we start off and then hopefully progress from it. But I think for me, it's just like experience. Like, that's my second 5K as like a pro. So
yeah,
the experience there really helped. And then obviously having Joe and that kind of race is just, it helps to be able to do that again, having that opportunity. So really, I think it did well for me. And I think I learned so much last season that I was able to kind of be much more confident in my ability to execute a plan like that.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely like how to run a 5K right there. Like, especially just being able to go out at that pace and feel good and then just close so hard, which you did very well. And you did have Wesley Kiptu with you until like, he was actually there until like 2 laps to go, right?
Yeah, I was getting pretty antsy because I wanted to go.
Yeah.
But Dathan, like, because I obviously with the last one that I did, I like died at 800 and Dathan kind of told me, he said, 2 laps, like
Yeah,
wait 2 laps,
wait
because
until then.
he saw me getting antsy and like trying to move around Wesley, and I definitely respected that, because once I waited and then went, I really was able to
Felt
shift that
pretty
gear.
good.
So
Yeah, that's how you want to feel.
Yeah.
But well, that's good. George, how did it feel for you? I mean, for you, to put it in context, like, I mean, for Ollie's been killing it for like a long time now. Whole time he's been pro, but for you, like, that was if you think about it, such a step forwards. Like, now you're in such a good position because you have like a world champs qualifier. You've run 13-12 off like just straight, like it's the fall. Like, you really haven't done anything crazy, man. Like, that must feel pretty damn good.
Definitely, yeah, a nice confidence boost.
Yeah.
I think it was like validating just to be able to run with Ollie the last like 8 weeks of training and know that there was some good fitness there, and then just being able to get in a race together and have similar race kind of outcomes in terms of closing hard at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just got 3 seconds back, probably in like the 4th K, and then ran a similar last 800.
Yeah. How did
Where I
it feel?
had to kind of go around a few
I think
people.
your last 200 was like the quickest, it was like 26 or
Classic
something, like
George.
something crazy.
Sandbagging into
really-
the last 200.
Yeah, so
Classic
really,
Georgie Beach.
you might have been further back and then just like closed really well.
Yeah, that's
so.
a good movement. That's how I like to race as well.
But
Did the pace feel pretty hard the whole time for you, or did it feel okay?
Nah, 64s was like, that felt
Felt
pretty
good.
comfortable.
Cake,
Far
baby,
out.
cake.
Dude, I'm jealous, man. I swear. Well, I don't know. Hopefully,
Every time, like, I was telling Ollie before, like, you just got to avoid the lap counter. as
Yeah,
much
do
as
not look at the
possible.
lap counter.
Especially when it starts at
Indoors, huh?
25.
Oh,
So you
not
do
look
not
at
want to look at that. First time I saw it, it said 8. I was pretty happy with how long I lasted.
wow, that is impressive.
But I did get a glance at the clock a couple of times, and it was just every time, it was just every, like, multiple of 4. Like, click,
Yeah.
it was just click. It was like 4:16,
nice.
like 5:20, 8:00.
Did you have
It was
like?
insane.
I imagine Ritz like yelling splits and stuff.
No.
Ritz was on the other side of the track.
So
He
did
was
you
just yelling random shit.
just yelling random shit?
There was someone.
Well, the best
Actually,
yelling.
no, it was the BYU coach kept
Yeah,
yelling the
he kept
200
yelling the
splits.
200
And
splits.
every
Yeah.
time she was like,
But the
32-0.
Oh,
the
that-
best
that
yelling-
kinda means no, I mean, it does mean something, but that's the weird thing about indoors is that the difference between like 32
Yeah.
O's and like 32 nines is like
so much.
so
yeah.
much.
The best yelling was shout out for the coffee club.
Oh,
We were
yeah, you
actually
guys
running-
mentioned
We
that.
did, yeah.
We were running through it was mid race and people yelling
Early.
out, "Let's go coffee club!"
After like 3
that's
or
so
4
good.
laps.
And I'm like, I can't believe we're at this point now with what we're doing here that we're not even yelling out OAC,
Yeah.
they're yelling out coffee club because like that's like their thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Something like a K or 2K.
Yeah, they're just
I gave
yelling it
him
out.
during the
Yeah,
race.
they're just yelling it out. Like it was
Class, yeah.
funny because like I know for a fact that you'd expect like, oh, go Bauman or go whatever, but they're yelling out coffee club, and I respect that. So that was pretty
Yeah.
tight.
It definitely wasn't the pace that kind of got to me. It was just eventually like any amount of running at
Yeah.
any pace like takes its toll. And I think the difference was just not being on Ollie's shoulder when Joe came off.
Mhm.
And so there was a gap that kind of formed to like me and a couple of NAU dudes.
Yeah, because you were running with the 3 NAU guys for a lot of it. You were kind of like mixing it up with them, where Ollie was
Yeah.
clear of them the whole time.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Drew
I
was-
did.
Drew
Drew was making sure he was
Yeah,
around.
that's right.
Drew was
I-
making sure he was around.
I definitely
that.
talked myself out of it for a few laps,
Yeah.
and like when you think it's getting hard,
Uh-huh.
and then kind of just running behind Abdi Hamid and Nico, and then maybe 800 to go. I was like, man, I kind of thought this was gonna be harder right now. Like,
Dude.
I should probably do something.
That's a good way to feel.
Yeah,
that's
it is.
Good way to feel.
Especially when you're
That's
the running
hashtag,
13,
that's hashtag
12.
good for the sport right
I was
there.
like, fuck, I should probably make some moves.
Yeah.
And then kind of each lap after 800, after I went around Nico and Abdi Hamid, and I kind of had Kip 2 to chase, which was nice.
Yeah,
Um,
dude.
When did you
and-
get him?
Either the last lap or second last, like maybe 300 to go, 250 to go.
Damn.
And then Ritz and Haas and Joe started realizing that I was getting close to the world standard,
Oh,
and they
baby.
they
would've loved
started,
that.
yeah,
That was the coolest thing after the race was like they all came over and hugged us, and we didn't realize that we actually got under that world championship standard. So then we got really excited about
Dude,
that.
that's so huge to get
To
that
do
done.
that like
it's
at
pretty
the
sweet.
first race was pretty
The
exciting.
pictures that a bunch of people took, like Justin and stuff, were pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
yeah some,
No, when
some
when
nice
I
moments.
heard he ran, so the one that I posted on Instagram when I'm yelling, when I heard he ran 13:12, that was me yelling, going Yahoo! Like,
Yahoo!
Yahoo! It
Damn.
was good.
Yeah.
definitely, like, I mean, unexpected is maybe not the right word,
It was just like we didn't know what we're gonna run.
It just wasn't really the plan.
Yeah, it just
wasn't
wasn't the
planning
plan.
for it.
So
It's just like, fuck.
We planned for like under 13:20. I think that's what we planned.
So that's the
13:20
thing.
was going to be a great day.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest. My prediction before the race was that it would be one in. I think it was 13, 13, 7, 8. But that wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't to do with your guys' fitness. That was to do with how I thought the race would play out. I didn't think it would be so bang, bang, bang. Like we're going through in 8 minutes, and then we're like speeding up, and we're like getting shit done. Which it was a getting shit done race. So
It was.
It
Yeah.
was.
Good
Yeah.
job.
I think just the biggest thing is being able to like squeeze it down off 8-minute pace is
yeah.
not easy to do normally.
No, because normally for everyone that runs the 5K, it's like the 4th K is the dreaded K, and that's when you slow down a bit, and then you kind of bring it back at like in the last couple laps. But
The momentum was just there. It was very like, it was a good step forward for my 5K experience because I hate the 5K. So that was fun because I think it was a nice way to look at it, saying like, okay, maybe I can be competitive in this event.
yeah,
If I can like run like that. But obviously not every 5K is going to go like that. You're going to have ones that aren't going to be as
Yeah.
quick, or they're going to be quicker or whatever. So
also huge for the podcast because now we get to keep going. I don't know if you guys remember, but in the last episode, we said if you guys didn't run well, that the podcast might get cancelled.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the nice thing about it is after the race, before the race, everyone's like,
Or if
"Hey,
like
love
only
the
one of
pod."
us broke a record and we might not want to do it anymore or something.
We'll get an interview for by Let's Run, and Jonathan Gold comes up to me before and goes, "I love what you're doing with the podcast,
Really?
I love Coffee Club." Yeah, he came up and talked to me
Oh.
about it. He's like, "I love you guys sitting down and being like able to just like have a conversation and chat." And you know, a guy like that who's like literally in the sport doing
Big time
Journalism,
journalist, man.
yeah, is
He's-
So one
is
of
a
my
good
favorite
compliment.
coffee club references since the race was Kevin. I think, what's his last name? Just
I'm
Kevin
not
from
sure.
FlowTrack.
Kevin from FlowTrack, I think he's his last name.
on their FlowTrack podcast was talking about the BU race and just goes, yeah. What it comes down to is, you know, Hoare and Beamish, they're podcasters now, so that makes them run faster.
It's that simple,
It's
man.
that simple.
You're looking for that edge. Oh yeah, because he brought up Grant Fisher as well.
Yeah. Grant Fisher started a podcast, started running pretty fast.
I mean, Kerr and Ribbage started a podcast. They're starting to run
Yeah.
fast. So
yeah,
The math checks out.
dude.
except for them, they
Well, yeah, and then they
except for them,
said
they're the only ones that are going slower.
said,
FlowTrack guys.
they're
That's
the
the
only
other
ones who got
ones.
slower after starting a
They're
podcast.
the anomaly.
Anomaly.
How do you say anomaly? Yeah.
Anomaly. I don't know.
Anemone.
Anemone. It was close. But anything else from the race that jumped out to you guys from like all the other performance and stuff? Because
I mean, 4 NAU guys running under
yeah,
13:30.
I hate it.
Just
We
hate it.
we talked about them so much already.
Yeah.
Oh, we have, but
We
like
need
you
to stop.
can't not
Yeah.
talk about that. That's
pretty freaking
impressive.
Was it? Did it go? In terms of collegiates, did it go Kip 2 and then 4 NAU?
No, a couple of guys broke it up. Some guy from Air Force ran 13:25.
I think there's a Butler guy
Seriously?
there too, right?
Shout out
Butler
Air
was-
Force, just down the road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a Butler
like,
guy.
Butler
isn't-
ran 13:20 something, I think.
Yeah, he was in the 20s.
Dude, how good is it
Um,
not being in the NCAA right now, man?
God, I
Thank
honestly
God.
finished that race. It's like, damn, I'm so
I
glad
remember,
I'm not. Yeah, it's
Like a couple of years ago, Teare had the NCAA lead at 13:31,
Yeah.
and that was like, fuck, that's pretty fast.
Even compared to literally just 1 year ago when they had that Mt Sac meet where there was fast 5Ks and people, I guess people were running crazy fast, but it still wasn't as fast as like it's looking like it's already going to be this year.
Yeah.
So it's just
One
man,
weekend, 16th is 13:37.
Yeah, that's intimidating. I wonder I hope that they have similar performances in the 3K because like in terms of indoors, I think the 3K is such an exciting race. So
It's so sweet.
I hope because it's all like these massive strength guys now. When you think about like NAU, BYU, Kip 2, they're all like strength guys. So they're probably mostly
I mean, what's
gonna do
great,
the
even the
5K.
5K, there's people in the top 10 in the NCAA that just haven't raced. Like Hicks,
That's true.
Beetle Skim,
yeah.
as
Oh my
two.
god.
People
Yeah.
that could no problem run under 13:30.
Do you think it'll be interesting if they end up getting the 3K record? 7:38 is it?
38, I believe.
38. Alistair
It's
Craig.
definitely doable this year, man.
Yeah. Talk of Milrose.
I
Milrose
think,
gets some big
Kip
collegiates
2's
there.
going for it at Milrose, so I'm sure there'll be more collegiates in that race.
If Kip 2's
challenging that.
going for it, then I feel like that's the perfect race for someone else to sit on him and then
Yeah.
win it.
and then take it, yeah. So like that's the
Good race
thing,
for
like,
me to be in. Hopefully.
and you can get the
Yeah.
collegiate record.
Yeah, hopefully I run the collegiate record.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if you run the collegiate record, that means you're running 7:38. That's pretty fucking quick.
I know. That'd
Like,
be sweet.
If you run
Pretty
if you
good.
run that pace at the end of January, then you're in a pretty good spot for the year.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But so yeah,
There will be good 3Ks and Husky and
and there'll be more BU
Yeah.
meets, you would imagine.
I think
Yeah.
there is one in February. That
I
would,
guess the
you know, go
Valentine
into.
one, like that's why I went
Bro,
and ran.
after seeing Joe pace that well, man, I think he can go for the indoor 5.
What do you mean?
That's the
record?
American record.
What is it?
13:01.
I won.
Jesus.
I think he can go for it. And
Next
Galen
week.
did it at that track. So
Hey, if you
I-
guys pace him,
that's what I'm thinking. Like I was talking to Ritz, like return the favor, you know.
he was already returning the favor. So
I know.
now you're getting a favor back in your
I'm
pocket.
keeping him in my pocket. Yeah.
That's how you want to do it. Always
Yeah.
have the favors up on everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can run close around 13:10 in December, then there's some actual 5K runners that can run pretty close to 13 minutes in February, you would think.
Yeah.
You just have to close it down.
That was gonna be my next question for you. What's it look like? Like, what does that change for you? Because you just said you're not an actual 5K runner still, but you just ran 13:12, which is number 2 New Zealand all time, indoor or out. And you like, obviously, it's like you probably have your eyes on the indoor, on the New Zealand overall record now, which is 13:09. Is it
13:10.
13:10?
Yeah, like right on 13:10.
I have the New Zealand record.
You have the. Congrats. Oceania, baby.
Thanks, bro.
But yeah, do you like?
True.
Yeah. So what do you think about 5K at Worlds? Are you like, I'm going to get the 1500 or surprise event?
The surprise event. The surprise event.
I mean, I feel like any event that you run above, or if you run the 10K, if you want to be really good at the 10K, you probably should be able to run a good 5K.
100%.
If you want to be super good at the 1500, you probably want to be able to run a really good 5K. It's like that event that kind of shows a lot of fitness. So I think no matter what event you do, you're probably still going to every now and then try to throw down a fast 5K.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some good counter examples to that.
I guess the only one is Teare.
I'd say Teare, yeah.
Yeah. I
Like
can't
Jakob
imagine.
can run 12:40, whatever.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
And he's the best 1500 runner in the world. But Chariot is probably never on.
But-
Teare's
then
on
it-
13:47.
But then he's
You
probably.
probably could, though.
But that was at altitude, so
Really?
It's probably 9,000 feet in
Yeah.
Canada on a
Yeah.
dirt track.
so it's probably 30 minutes.
But he probably goes the other way, because then you would probably say that in another example is people being able to do
Yeah, the other
event
kind of
under,
1500 runner is someone who can run like 144.
like a
What is-
McLoofy.
What is
Yeah.
but what does Kerr run for 5K?
He's actually run quick.
13:22 maybe.
Oh shit, yeah.
And he's
so-
he's also run like what? He's a
145. probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he's
in
ra- he's got-
training,
yeah,
negative
he's-
splitting it.
Yeah,
So
his range
Being able to run below and above your event is pretty essential. I
to
would
be
say.
able to run your event well.
yeah,
That's the way the sport is now.
at the top end, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd love to run another one outdoors,
Yeah.
or even, yeah,
But indoors, it's pretty much like 3K.
yeah.
Okay.
Just so partly because 3K, that's what's at Milrose,
Mhm.
and then hopefully that will then qualify me for World Indoors
Hell yeah,
in the 3K.
I also
3K is
realized
just a sweet event.
it's so
I
fun.
feel like you got to like make the most of the opportunities to run it.
I love it.
It's yeah.
So
I also realized, which was pretty sick for our team, other than obviously Carlos, who's like probably more of an 815 guy, that like the guys that run more distance based in our like team have all run like pretty much on the standard or under it
yeah, bro.
for the 5K. That's like pretty impressive for a team itself, you know, like for a team that does like that distance level.
Yeah, I'm the slowest 5K runner at this table now. Fuck me, bro. I'm gonna kill myself.
And you went to the Olympics for it.
Holy shit! I gotta get better at running, man.
Pretty wild, actually.
That's crazy that like we
I gotta get better at
you-
running.
The 5K coffee club
average.
average.
Oh yeah, we're the fastest podcast. We're the fastest 5K podcast just in the world, because we have 13:09, 13:12, 13:13, and then Gus is 19:11.
1911.
So if you average that out, we're the fastest average. So take
That
that.
checks out.
I don't know who's second. Probably Citrus Mag or some shit.
Yeah, Citrus or
Who else is fast?
I
I guess actually sit and kick would be David Ribich and Josh Kerr would have a decent average.
the Kit Kat one, yeah.
Yeah. What'd you call them?
The Kit Kat.
Wait.
Sit and kick, Kit Kat. I don't know. That's
That was a
how I
good try.
remember
That
it.
was a
Not
good try.
bad, not bad.
That was a
No,
good try.
that's
We'll
how
get it
Citrus
next
is
time.
better.
That's how I remember it in my head, like Citrus Mag and then Kit Kat, sit and kick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got the big call up to the Citrus Mag podcast, huh?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
You excited for that?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I don't know what like they're gonna ask me.
Can you shout out? That was a good
Expression
thing
was
on that.
like I know what they're gonna ask me.
You just gotta like shout out our podcast. And
Oh,
Yeah,
like every
just talk, go on another person's podcast and just talk about our
every 5
podcast.
seconds. Well, the funniest thing I didn't tell you is I had like a radio interview today
yeah,
in
how's
Melbourne, and my parents were in Melbourne, so they heard it, which was actually pretty sweet.
That's amazing.
But one of the questions, because they were actually pretty enthusiastic about track and running community in general, and they asked like why, you know, what's it like being over in America as a foreigner, an Australian, doing this, like what's the support system like? And I was like explaining to them like, you know, I live with and I train with an Olympian who's in the 5K. Like my other roommates from New Zealand, you know, just broke the New Zealand record. Like we literally have like this really good environment, structure, and support from the people that are around us to be able to do that. So like it was interesting to get that perspective in to there, and obviously shout out, you know, the boys in the. I didn't say the pod.
You didn't shout out Coffee Cup, bro. Come on.
I was too nervous for the pod,
Come on,
but
man. I think I got our metrics emailed, and I think we're number 3 or 2 running podcasts in Australia. I think we're number 3 running podcasts in Australia, number 2 in New Zealand.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
There's people in New Zealand listening?
Yeah, I guess.
Wait,
shout out
who
New
are 1
Zealand.
and 2? What are some other podcasts?
Well, I don't know what it would be. In Australia, there are some decent running podcasts that have been around for a lot longer. But,
Yeah.
you know, I predict in 3 to 5 years, we'll be the biggest running podcast.
3 to 5 years. I'm saying next week, bro. I'm
It's
saying
3
next
to 5
week.
months, bro.
I got the long term plan, man. We'll
saying
take
next
over.
week.
We'll be a
3 to 5 years.
Once we get a coffee club worldwide going, coffee
Our
club
own
international.
Coffee Cup National. We're just
Yeah.
gonna have like all those statues of Gus.
Yeah,
His head.
yeah.
Put it
I don't want to give away too many secrets of our merch
Yeah.
ideas,
Yeah.
but we do have the first one in the form of stickers, which we don't know what we're probably going to end up selling them and giving them out in some capacities, but they are pretty sick. So
Maybe we'll just give out this round
yeah,
and see if people are into it.
yeah,
And then from then on, we've got other ideas to
yeah.
for merch, but
To sell
obviously we'll
ourselves and
keep
make money.
that quiet and let
Keep
you
that
guys
close to
know
our
once
chest.
it's the
Exciting
ball's
times
rolling.
ahead.
Exciting times
Yeah,
indeed. Can't
definitely.
wait. But anything else from BU we want to talk
Shout
about?
out to BU for hosting a little after party.
A little shindig.
Oh
shinny.
yeah. I didn't
That
really
was
talk about
actually
that.
very, very nice of them. It was a lot of fun. We were really hoping there was going to be like good alcohol there, like nice, like hazy IPAs or nice cans of beer. It's just a keg in the bar.
Just a
shop.
keg
you
sitting in the
expect?
bottom
We
of the
literally like
shower.
we were literally like Joe. We were all walking in going, "Oh, please don't be."
Well,
a keg,
yeah,
please
I
don't
was
be a
literally.
keg."
I got out of the room and I was like, "Fuck, you know what? I'd like a pretty nice beer right now. I hope it's
Yeah.
not a keg."
We were not
You
interested in
guys-
like
you guys
drinking
are so
Mill or whatever.
I know. Well, we've
man.
left college now.
We've
and
left
we're
college. We've like
You're
broadened
going
our
to someone
horizon.
else's house, a college kid putting on a party for you, and this is your. This
We
is
literally
I know.
walked in.
We're so entitled.
What
We
is
literally
this?
walked in entitled asking
But
for
you
like
know
different
what?
alcohol.
You know what? I enjoyed my Miller High Life. Actually,
well,
it
that's
was
good.
quite tasty.
I'm
It was
happy you guys
actually
got
not
to
bad. I
celebrate.
mean, they were great hosts, and then we also had this little pantry group going, like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Track Jeans
yeah,
was
the-
also there.
the
and
notorious
The
track
notorious.
jeans.
Yeah.
he also tweeted out something pretty funny. He said you have to.
I
Be
don't even
running
know what he
under-
looks like. But apparently
You have to be
he was
running
there.
under 13:30 to be in the pantry, because at that point it was Joe, Geordie, myself, and the NAU boys in the pantry just hanging out.
What were
So,
you guys doing in the pantry, huh?
we
Causing
weren't stealing
trouble?
caramel koalas. Don't
I
worry
would
about
hope
that.
not.
No koalas.
No caramel koalas.
Honestly,
but
just standing by the window. It's pretty hot.
it was very hot
Fair
in there, so we're just
enough.
trying to
Yeah.
get some air.
That is a hilarious image that Track Jeans is at the party and he's live
Across
tweeting.
the room.
He's,
Yeah,
live,
we're
he's live
tweeting.
tweeting what's happening about
Yeah.
you guys. I love that guy. He told me he's coming out to Boulder in the summer, but we'll probably be gone when he's here. But
Yeah.
Some other guy at the party said he was coming out to Boulder in a couple of weeks to crash on our couch.
our couch?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh,
Wait, the
Colin.
guy you know. Yeah.
Colin was at the
Yeah.
party?
No, he had to leave. Like he was like heading straight back because I was talking to him about it, and he's like,
Someone
"Nah,
was
you
like,
gotta-"
"Yeah, I've been
He
talking to
went to
Morgan.
BU,
I'm coming to
so-
stay."
So
All right.
yeah, shout out to Colin Burdett.
Legend.
He went to Wisconsin, then he went to BU, coached at BU, and now coached at Iona, best bloke in the world, and he's going to come visit. So maybe he'll be on an episode of the podcast in
Yeah.
the very near future.
Grab him on.
But yeah, so that's BU. You guys had a nice little party. It's like, I feel like especially this time of year, you got to celebrate that stuff. I mean, you'll probably celebrate that stuff any time of year when you have that performance, but especially in December.
It is the one I think for us as well. Like just to be able to enjoy. You can tell, like particularly with Ritz being a young pro coach, like he just really like he loves being
Dude,
able to do that.
his enthusiasm on the track, like you could see he fucking gets into it.
Yeah,
man.
he loves
he's
it.
one of there's like two types of coaches. There's like a coach who will do that. Like I can think of some others, and then there's like a classic like Mark Wetmore, like even Mick was like this. Like
Stand in the corner.
they'll just like stand and they'll try to act like they're no emotion and
But
be,
it's
they'll
hide
be
it behind the head.
They'll be
Yeah.
really proud, but they'll try to act like it's
Yeah.
like not that big.
Dathan
deal.
wears his heart on his sleeve.
Yeah.
And
Which
I
I
like
love
it, actually.
because like the
That's
one
cool.
that moment where he comes out and gives us a big hug and like he just the amount of effort he puts in it, we know
Yeah.
it. So it's really nice for him to like celebrate that and be happy with that. And also, we're gonna get closer to hopefully all running quicker than him at one point in the 5. That'd be pretty
Hope
cool.
so.
But
That's
yeah,
the goal.
that
Our
you can only
our
dream.
coach still has the fastest 5K PR on the team.
That is crazy.
Our
to
coach
think about.
does have the fastest 5.
But yeah, congrats, Dathan. Congrats to coach. That's to be able to pull off, like essentially orchestrate and pull off something like that, pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, and it's makes our team look pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet.
Hashtag
within a
good
pretty
for
short
the
amount of time,
sport.
he's got 3 5K runners under the standard, and
One very close.
One on the standard.
One
Well,
pretty
I
much.
guess I wasn't coached by
yeah,
him
you
when
were
I did
coached by
that.
him, yeah.
I feel
Especially
like
4
with
5K
Dathan,
runners running 13.
yeah, I would say I have a pretty clean slate with Dathan in terms of I don't even though he was coaching me at the Olympics, I still don't. It's like it was like 1 month into it, so yeah, we got a hopefully bright future ahead. But that's Boston. Great showing by the Coffee Club pod. Watching these boys made me very happy and very eager to be back out with them as soon as possible. But there was actually a bunch of other races that happened on the weekend. It was a really big weekend for running. We had the US Half Marathon Champs, Mt Sac Cross Country, CIM, actually also the high school nationals. Shout out
Alabama course.
Yeah, shout out Newbury Park. Shout out Niwot. I think Niwot won the women's. I'm assuming Newbury Park won the men's because I looked at the results and they just fucking killed it.
Yeah.
They all broke Dathan's record.
Okay. So explain that to me. Was this just like Dathan's like
overall any 5K
why does that
course?
exist? Why does that record exist?
I didn't know that was a thing until
obviously it's not a
about
thing
it.
where we're from, but it's definitely a thing where
Because
Americans
when I saw that, I was like,
are from.
oh wait, Dathan went and raced on that course in Alabama.
Yeah, it's not even a course record. It's just any course 5K in high school.
There's no way there hasn't been like some course that's like ridiculously short. That's a 5K that someone ran quicker on. I don't know. That's such a.
I mean, also
silly-
14:10 is
It's so
ridiculous.
arbitrary.
Well, yeah. Also, that like fucking happy I'm not in high school right now as well.
Dude, if they ran 14:03 on the track, I would be amazed.
Oh, like Chris Derrick ran I think like 13:55 in high school, and he was a legend. He went to the NCAA next year and was top 10 in cross. Like these kids are just.
I mean, yeah, the good a better comparison is when Ritz ran 14:10 in cross. That track season he ran 13:44. So if
Jesus.
I'm expecting these kids running 14:03 to be running. They should be running like 13:30.
They should have been in our race at BU.
Yeah,
based on that.
The
Just
crazy
based on
thing is,
that.
it's not even like it's because when Ritz did it, he was like a minute ahead of everyone. when
Yeah.
these kids, there's like 15 of them running like within like I don't know 30 seconds, and like they're all running so quick. So good job to them. The US Half Marathon Champs was mostly interesting because Conner Mantz won it, and it's pretty sick to see someone win NCAA cross and then race a half marathon like 2 weeks later.
That shows the kind of fitness it takes to win NCAA
60,
cross, apparently.
60:55 for the half marathon for Conner Mantz. And
Pretty freaking sweet.
Was that his pro debut?
It was.
I don't know, because he wasn't wearing a pro kit.
You don't have to be wearing pro kit because
To
I'm
have your
sure
pro-
he took the money.
He took the money.
Yeah. Oh,
So
sure
it's his pro debut because
True,
he's
true.
also wearing Nike, which is his sponsor.
Oh yeah, so it came out afterwards that he had signed with Nike.
Yeah.
And I wonder where he's heading.
Yeah, I did not expect him to sign with Nike at all because I'm just like, he's probably going to stay in Provo. Is that what it's called? Provo?
Mhm.
The Provo Flow. He's probably going to stay there and either get sponsored by like ASICS or Adidas. And
That's what I thought.
Some individual contract. That is what...
Because also Clayton Young posted the week before about how he was his training partner.
Yeah, that was weird.
So it's like, well, I mean, so we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves because we're making it seem like we know that he's leaving there.
Well, we believe.
And we don't know anything.
We don't know anything, but we believe he's going to Bowerman. That's what
Yeah.
we believe. And it'll be interesting to see that pan out because the one thing that I'm interested in is he does like a shit ton of mileage. Like him going into Bowerman already
love
at
that,
that
though.
level, they love that. But how much improvement is he going to get? Because
Well,
Grant went in pretty, like he wasn't at that kind of mileage or that
Well,
kind
Well,
of.
not that mileage is the only way to improve.
Yeah, what's probably going to.
But he also like,
He
is
would
that
do way...
his
he's got-
intensity of his workouts.
Yeah,
are
he's
gonna,
got-
and is he going to have to
He's got
like,
people to work out with that are way faster than him.
and is he going to be able to like do the 6 days still, or is he going to have to like completely go to Jerry's?
Gonna have to ask Jesus. Oh wait, who's their God?
Still, well,
No,
they
it's
still like
that
Jesus.
Thompson guy, isn't it?
Well, that's just who founded it. They still believe in God. And
I
Yeah,
wonder.
but isn't he a Messiah
Yeah, I
as
wonder
well?
if he's gonna start running on Sundays. Though.
Well, no,
That
but that's
is-
the
that
thing.
is a
Like, I
great
don't see
question.
like. I mean, from what I know about Bauman, they like have a schedule and they all do the same schedule.
I think they're longer on Sundays.
Yeah. So is Jerry gonna change the schedule for him? Is he gonna get personalized? No, that's not gonna happen. There's no
Well,
way.
I mean, at some point, like
I think that's not...
Yeah,
I don't think that rule is... They must be able to bend it because he just raced
He
on
did
Sunday.
race on a Sunday.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
There must
might
be
just have
more
to
to
like
it.
ask for forgiveness like the next day or something.
Just like sin and then.
I think that's how you do it. Yeah, I don't know how big of a deal. I think at BYU it's easy to do that because everyone there doesn't run on Sundays, which actually isn't true. I know some of them do run on Sundays.
Yeah.
But it's like a team thing.
But
whereas-
he's notoriously known for not running on Sundays and doing ridiculous amounts of mileage in the 6 days. So like, it'd be
Well, he's
interesting
known for high mileage and hard training. Yeah.
yeah. So it'd be interesting to see
Which
him go
is
to 7 days
great for
then,
Bauman.
because Jerry's not gonna.
Jeremy
Jeremy
Schumacher.
Jeremy
Another
Jeremy
Ollie.
I said Jerry, all right. I like half corrected myself halfway through the sentence. Jeremy
Schumacher.
Jeremy
What he's
Schumacher.
known as from henceforth is Jeremy
Keith Hoare is talking about Jeremy Schumacher, who I think Shoemaker.
Yeah.
Makes some shoes.
Yeah.
I don't see him like he's gonna have to convert to the 7 day.
Yeah, I think he will as well. I don't think that'll be that big of a deal though.
I mean, the bigger deal. I'm just
I
surprised.
mean, how's BYU gonna feel about that? An alumni not doing
I don't
taking
know,
the Sunday
man.
rest. I don't know.
I don't want to make BYU
that might
angry,
not
man.
be a hashtag good for the
They might
sport.
come and like do something, like kill us or something.
Can Mormons kill you?
If it's in the name of God, I think people will kill normally.
That sounds like a jihad.
I'm probably gonna bleep that out.
That's what a jihad is.
Is that racist? What you just said?
No, jihad is like you kill. Then you kill.
religious war.
Yeah, it's religious
Oh.
war.
We don't need it. Why
Yeah.
would we get into that?
Yeah,
We're
George,
talking
can you
about
just
Bauman.
George, can you just say something to change the subject? To put us
That's what
back
you
on
just
course.
said.
Oh, you said it.
More interesting. I mean, Island Bauman doesn't seem like as much of a team that people want to join these days.
Yeah, well, that's true, but
It's like less desirable in my mind. I get it. Maybe not.
see,
People still love Bauman, and
Yeah.
I still like
mean,
those
Bauman
guys,
is
and I
Nike,
still
and-
respect Jerry a lot.
yeah,
Bauman is Bauman. Nike is Nike. Doesn't matter how much negative
They're
PR
probably
they're
still
gonna
gonna
get.
run. Fucking
Doesn't
well.
matter how much negative PR they get. They're gonna stay the same. People are gonna think the same things about them.
I was
They're not
Well, they're not.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit of a generalization because not all teams that have been through that have stayed the same. Like some teams obviously disbanded completely.
Yeah, but look at that team. It's like reforming.
who Bauman?
No,
No,
Pete's
project.
group.
Pete's group.
That's going to reform into a project again. So like
Yeah,
really
something
like
different.
it's just like a timeout. Really, Nike doesn't have
Whoa.
rules compared to every other group. I don't think they like can get away with stuff like that because they're just so big and so powerful.
Yeah, I kind of agree. We kind of disagree, but like just Conner Mantz specifically, I was surprised. But the more I think about it, I'm like, actually, that kind of makes a lot of sense. Like that's probably gonna be really good for him
Yeah,
as
I
a,
imagine
as a
it would
runner.
be.
Like, I think
'Cause
it's
you
gonna be
can
really
just-
good.
and also
Yeah.
be I think for his mindset going out like that's probably the best group for him to like work his
Just
ass off.
Yeah.
Get in a line with the best runners in the world and just absolutely.
And clearly,
smash
he's
workouts.
incredibly talented, and up to this point, he's been extremely durable. Which the way they operate it, they do. I mean, we do impressive workouts. They do
How old is
very
Conner
impressive
Mantz?
workouts. He's probably like 30.
Same age as us.
He's the same age as us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm sure he's going to go there and do amazing. But
I hope he does. He's
I
incredibly
mean,
nice dude.
yeah.
I like supporting him.
you just finished college and you run 60-55 for the half marathon. Pretty good spot to join a program.
Jumpstart your career.
Oh, yeah,
Pretty good platform.
It's just going to be interesting to see how he goes at Bauman.
What do you
I think.
think? I'm interested to see what he's going to race in the run
At
for
the
the
trials?
10K,
Or just, yeah.
He's
I mean,
definitely-
gonna run
he'd
a
definitely
10K.
go for the
especially in like a Bauman type setup.
Pace setup.
Man,
He's definitely
Like
going to run
27
something
low.
Yeah,
No
Yeah.
problem.
he's
Like-
going to run something stupid.
that's sick.
It'd be interesting to see how competitive he is championship racing too, because he's
Thing
pretty
is,
quick.
He's not a slow runner.
He's run 3:37 for the 1500. He's
Yeah,
not slow.
I think he at one point like there was a thought about him because he was a front runner that he couldn't kick, but he can kick. That's the thing. He
I mean,
just
look at-
likes to run at the front.
yeah,
Yeah.
he likes to be in control of the race.
He has very few weaknesses. Is what.
We'll have
It
to
seems
find
like.
them out. We'll have to find those weaknesses out.
Yeah.
See what we can do. But yeah, I honestly didn't look at the results from that half marathon
I mean,
champs.
I think didn't Cooper also sign with Nike in this time period? Was it both, or did we talk about that last week?
Oh no, we didn't. I don't think we know. No,
No.
I don't
I
think
think
he
they-
signed a week ago.
Well, Cooper Teardrop.
Yeah, it could be.
They both. What?
what
they
are
both-
you getting at, bro?
Yeah,
Just
the top-
making up,
basically the top-
making up names.
The top two runners leading NCAA, both signing with Nike.
One of them
Yeah.
won the race. One of them was 200 and both signed with Nike.
Jeez.
They're just
Yeah.
covering the whole spread of the cross
I
country.
mean, that's his Nike, man. They just,
Yeah.
especially if you're a good American like that, I feel like Nike wants you so bad.
yeah.
Snapping up the top guys pretty easily.
Pretty standard.
I mean, I've never heard Nike been able to do that before.
Yeah. Now that it's not COVID and On's like, because during COVID, I feel like On was like the only company that was like just vigorously going after everyone. Everyone's back now. We got some
Vigorous.
competition. Yeah, I don't know why I used that adjective, but I did. They vigorously
done.
went after you guys.
Um,
But yeah, I wrote down Conner Lantz in my notes accidentally.
That's actually
that was something Ollie would say.
Conner
Conner
Lantz.
Lantz.
New nickname.
Cooper Teardrop.
Cooper Teardrop.
I don't like that one.
Teardrop.
Whole cocker.
Whole
Oh, cock is good.
Whole cocker. That's
I mean,
pretty
like
racist.
those. I mean, okay, so I would like to. I don't know.
What
I
would you
don't-
like to talk
Say
about?
something
I would like to
stupid.
talk about.
Say something stupid. Do it.
I mean,
You
it's
won't.
not hard to do, is it?
You won't.
It's not hard to do. I would like to see the Teare and Hocker. Like, are they gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
moving away? From,
No, 100%.
Are they gonna be training with college kids?
They're gonna be training with. Is his name Ben?
Mhm.
Ben, the Oregon coach, and he's gonna become a pro coach and coach them because
Yeah, he's gonna take over.
because
a
like
pro team to
just
do it.
from what we know about the way he operates, it seems so professional and like the style of coach that he seems like very individually focused in
Yeah.
the way he coaches.
He only wants to coach-
individuals.
Yeah.
So
he's already
just-
only the men's coach at Oregon. Doesn't coach women. He's not the director.
yeah.
Like, he's obviously already only
He can't coach
focused
cross,
on the
obviously.
coaching.
That's brutal.
We can't.
Honestly,
He honestly can't, mate.
well,
I mean, yeah, because Oregon probably gets amazing like. I mean, they do get amazing recruits,
Yeah.
and they don't.
Ben
perform
Thomas,
And they get a bunch of
amazing
footwork.
middle distance coach. Amazing
I mean,
middle distance coach.
yeah.
Cross country, I wouldn't put my money on it.
their
Yeah.
one outlier was Cooper in 2019. That was pretty solid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that guy's amazing.
But that's Cooper.
Teardrop, yeah,
That's
he is
Cooper, not Ben.
amazing.
Yeah,
Ben didn't.
All
come
round,
sixth.
all round amazing guy.
he's
Cooper
actually a
Teardrop.
pretty cool
If
guy.
he ever wants to
Maybe
come
it's
out
just
on-
Oregon. Andy Powell, apart from I guess
They
Chisholm
won.
Jenkins going 1-2.
I mean, yeah.
Somehow Chisholm and Jenkins going 1-2 and their team couldn't qualify.
That's ridiculous. They did.
That
Well,
is,
Andy
that
Powell's
is
good.
won-
That's like Villanova.
They won with Galen Rupp. I don't know if he
Galen-
was coaching there, Andy
Oh.
Powell, but their team won when they had Rupp and they had what's that tall guy? No, nobody.
No, don't ask me. I'd butcher the name.
Tall guy. He was like then tried to run the marathon, but then he had something. wrong with it.
Visbigas? Lucas
No.
Visbigas?
God,
No,
I
he's
couldn't
the
pronounce
triathlete
that.
guy?
No, I'm talking about a
Different guy.
I'll put it in the notes. Oh, they had Parker Stinson as well. Forgot about
Stinny
that.
man.
Stinny
Pepper
Stin.
Stin man.
Yeah, I think he
Stinny.
got there right after they won.
Pepper Stin man.
Crossed over. but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
What were we even talking about?
we were talking
I
about
don't
Ben
know.
Thomas.
Oh, Ben Thomas, Cooper, and Cole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Mate,
my interest with them.
starting
was
it.
like,
Starting a team.
that team will be sick because
I
you've got
mean,
two
yeah.
guys who obviously have great chemistry as teammates,
Yeah.
and they're going to probably
a lot of
be,
money from Nike probably.
Yeah. Money's probably
Very large budget.
the sugar mummies just
Dude, I wonder if new generation is just gonna be like they're like media people, and that's gonna
Ooh.
be their whole thing.
Ben
because-
Crawford. Ben Crawford would that be his wet dream?
Well, actually, no, but
That
he's,
would
he's,
be.
he's getting paid by On though, so he can't do that to
Oh,
us.
he can't.
Still?
Yeah,
Like all the time?
No, I don't think so.
not all the time. Not when he's asleep.
Just some collabs.
Yeah. Well, that
New
wouldn't stop
Gen
him signing a
X
cheeky
on.
Nike contract
That's true.
for media.
Because like Ben, I've watched his videos. Well, not all of them, but I watched some of them. And like, what makes them really good is having like Cooper Teare in them, pretty much. Like he's just so
Oh,
entertaining.
Cooper Teare is
Yeah.
just like a yeah.
And the rest of the Oregon guys are really
Yeah.
entertaining as well. But like Cooper and like
Cooper
Cole and
is
shit, like,
very entertaining.
they're so entertaining. So if he's making content with them,
That's why we should get Cooper on this pod.
I would love to get Cooper on this pod, man. He's
We, if only
I
we
mean, rumor is he's dating someone in Colorado, so he can come out and be on the pod.
wait, who's he dating?
Some girl on the Colorado team, I think.
really.
Does he have a name?
Yeah.
No. Name.
No, I don't want to butcher names, so
All right.
I won't mention
Actually-
any names, but it'd be great for him to have
Okay,
come out on the
we
pod.
did have a Q&A, which I was going to bring up, a mid-podcast Q&A, which I was going to bring up during the
Me?
BU for Ollie. Q&A from Andrew. How did Ollie's new relationship affect his exceptional performance at BU? Was this fueled by the honeymoon phase or angst? Thank you, Andrew, for your question.
Andrew,
Which phase are you in?
go fuck yourself. No, what phase am I in? I'm in
Honeymoon
normal
phase.
phase. Normal phase,
Bro, you've been
baby.
dating for like 2 days.
3 hours. No,
This is the honeymoon phase.
Are you sure this isn't still?
it could
honeymoon
be.
phase?
It could be a mixture of both, Andrew. It could be a mixture of angst and honeymoon. You know, just the
How much-
aggression.
How much self-hatred did you capture before the race?
I
Wait, did you do that?
I actually
thing?
didn't do it.
You didn't do that thing that
you
Morgan
ran-
was talking about.
You
where
ran
you
with
just
love.
where you just tell yourself how much. Wait, what was it? How much he hates himself
Yeah,
before a race.
Ollie told me
You
that
didn't
he
do
did
that?
that last
Yeah,
season.
no, I did that last season. This race, I was very content and excited.
And you ran amazing.
It's because I was with him.
True.
I mean, I just
'Cause I
didn't
was on
have.
the trip.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't. I mean, I'll answer Andrew's question with angst and honeymoon phase.
so there's like a perfect like combination of those two that you can use,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna run so
The,
well.
Also-
marriage of angst and honeymoon.
Also, like, she has no idea about running. She came
Your
and
girlfriend.
watched the part. She had that watching party here, and she was asking questions. She's just like, "What's the point of this?" And I respect that.
Yeah, That is nice to
I
have
respect that.
I can't wait to one day hopefully get who is my girlfriend, on the podcast, because she loves making fun of runners, and I really want to put her in front of the camera making fun of runners. I don't know
that'd
if
be
she'll do it,
hashtag good for the sport.
but she'll like
That
if
would be.
we're together, she'll like pull up all these different runners' Instagrams and just be like, "Fuck, runners are so into themselves. Why are they posting this?" It's
No, she's
hilarious.
100% right. I would love to. Like, I remember when again was
just
here. I
roast
think
them,
I was
man.
like talking to her about it for like a good 30 minutes about how runners are just so pretentious. It was
Yeah,
great.
she's like, "Man, you guys have such a good life. Why are you guys always complaining?"
Why are you complaining about it? Like, you literally don't do anything. It's like, yeah, you're fair right with that.
Yeah.
Baguette is onto something.
Baguette
yeah.
is onto
So
something.
we'll get on here sometime. But the other race, which is kind of interesting to talk about, is the Mt Sac cross country race, which at one point for like maybe 2 minutes, the on team was going to go compete in.
About
think
10 yeah.
10
About
minutes.
3 months ago.
I mean, everyone
Yeah.
was committed and then found out it was at Mt Sac. And
yes,
we're like,
because
no,
Dowland
no.
was going,
Oh yeah,
we were going,
A lot of
Brooks
talk.
was
A
going.
lot of talk.
A lot of
There's
talk,
a
and then
lot
they
of
found
chat.
out it was at Mt Sac.
Yeah, no one wanted to race at Mt Sac, and then also with the timing of it, by now, if you could go race that cross, or you could go run 13:09 and 13:12. Which one are you gonna do?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got quite a lot of beef with this race.
Yeah.
I'm pretty like, I mean, let's
So
Obviously,
much, yeah,
Ollie's
so much
gonna-
talk.
so much talk. Ollie's
About how
gonna
good it was
say
gonna
it.
be.
It was a disappointment
It was.
It was a big
letdown.
disappointment.
It was a letdown.
because it's such a good idea, but they just couldn't execute.
Yeah, it's
What
so
the,
tough.
yeah.
And we should
Yeah.
say shout out to Tinman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got
I
the
mean,
dub.
Got the dub,
Nice
Timon.
work, Timmer, but then
It's
again, who the
deflated,
fuck
though.
were they competing
Yeah, it was
against?
No competing
deflated.
against no one.
It was really
Was it even
deflated.
another team?
I don't know.
Brooks Hanson's.
I think that
They
was
actually
like
fielded 4 people?
Oh,
I
I'd
don't
have to
know.
fact check that. I'm actually not sure.
Honestly.
I don't even
no,
know.
I think in the results I saw there was about 4 or 5.
There
Who,
were-
who won the
Alright,
Who won the
alright.
women's?
Brooks
Brooks Hanson's?
did. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
It's just like
I feel like the
Yeah.
whole concept of the race was based on how much high schoolers hype up this one course in LA.
yeah.
Pro runners don't give a shit what high schoolers think about a 5K course in LA. No, I don't care how hard
No
high
one
schoolers
cares about
think
Mount Sac,
Mount
you
Sac,
stupid
you know.
high schoolers.
Literally.
Go back to your geometry class or whatever.
they
you
also
do.
Yeah.
care about time, and I just like coming from my vision throughout my cross country experience. It's like I don't give a fuck about
Do
time.
we know
I
what
care
time
about
they
placing.
ran? Speaking of, how much we don't
27:03
care?
was
Yeah,
the time.
27:03 for 10K.
Apparently that was 10K.
Yeah. So
wow, those boys ran
also, it
quick.
was
So that's like a
So
27:20 on the track.
So they
Except
just
the
they just set
26:20 on
the,
the
set
track.
the US
No, actually,
10K
no, they,
cross
didn't,
country
they actually
record.
didn't say it was 10K.
5.5 miles.
They said it was 455 per mile pace.
Oh, so what's that? So that's not
It was
10,
5
that's not close to
something
10K
miles.
then.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
So-
I saw videos of that race, man. It looked like it was just uphill, like walking. It looked
that's what
terrible.
Mount Sac is. Yeah.
It looked terrible. And I'm thinking, like, if you're running that meet, obviously, fantastic idea because, like, that can bring a lot of, fans into the sport.
Yeah, we're trying to get
and
that team
rivalry. It's a
stuff
great
on.
idea.
And, yeah, we
but
want
why
that.
would you want professional athletes, particularly ones that don't want to, like, hurt themselves or, like, just
especially this time of year.
yeah.
where it's
Why
like-
would you put them on a Mount Sac High School cross country course? It is ridiculous.
I don't know why it was there.
It was just like put it on a nicer course because that's probably why a lot of people didn't turn up. I mean, to be fair, now looking back at it, would I choose BU every time
Yeah, exactly.
because of what we did and what we were able to accomplish? But then look at like a really nice course somewhere, Zimmerman.
Dude, okay, that's my dream. Which it can never happen because of the timing
Too
with the year,
cold.
because it's going to be snow everywhere. But imagine an actual pro race at the Wisconsin cross country course.
Just
That's
unbelievable.
That's my wet dream.
Because like it's such a good spectating course.
yeah,
and,
just beautiful grass course. Like you can capture it really
You get
well on
everyone out
video.
there. I get
Such
if
good
you've got a
racing.
good time, you get everyone out there. It'd be a fantastic event, and the people that ran that meet, Sound Running, they had a great idea. It was like really good idea for the sport and to get people excited about cross. It's just poorly executed.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well,
Unfortunately.
hopefully the US cross champs is kind of more exciting race.
I think it will be.
Joe's going to be racing that. I'm sure he'll have a lot
Alicia's
of good
running, right?
competition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was running.
That's gonna be sweet.
great competition. So hopefully that's. I don't know what that course is like. I know it's in San Diego.
Fast.
Fast?
Fast and flat.
I wonder where in San Diego it is because I don't
Mission,
think it's the
Mission
Foot Locker.
Bay, not the Full Locker one.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Some loops of something.
Hopefully that'll be sweet. Did you guys
I'm
see?
excited for that.
Did you guys see that? I think for the US track next year, they're making the 10K separate from the
They are.
trials. How
Wait.
wild is that?
They've confirmed.
Yeah,
that.
it's be that I feel like they skipped conversation a lot
Yeah.
recently.
I think it's
feel like
because
that's a
we
big- that's a
expected
big
that.
deal.
We
That's
expected
ridiculous.
that.
It's like 2 months.
Why
before.
would you
Okay,
expect
not
it
2
though?
months.
They've never done that
Because
before.
the reason
maybe
why
they
is
have, but they haven't for a long time.
well, actually, the reason why was
I think
because
it's because the
Dathan,
trials aren't as long as the Olympic
Yeah,
trials.
and
they're
Dathan-
like 3 or 4 days instead of a whole week.
I think
still normally.
I think
the
Dathan
same,
was
yeah.
saying that like because
Dathan
trials
got to
are
vote
so
on
close to world champs, they want
Oh.
to give that kind of separation for the 10Ks to give the athletes
yeah,
also
that's a good
opportunity to
idea.
run the 5.
How close is it? It must be super close. If
I'm
that's
not
a
sure,
concern.
but I think that
Worlds
was
is
one of the
early,
reasons
yeah.
why.
Because Alicia did say, for that very reason, that if the 10K was at trials, she would maybe just not even do it and just fully focus on the 5K for performance at Worlds. Yeah, because she was scared the 10K
So
would.
quick summary: the 10K trials are at Mt Sac track
Yeah.
in May.
Yeah.
That's actually not that track, though.
3 weeks before the trials. 4
Wait,
weeks.
is it at like a sound running meet then, or is it what is it? It's only
Maybe it'll be
USATF?
USATF will have to run it, right?
Maybe it'll be its own
Yeah.
meet. It'll
I
just
saw-
be two 10K races. I
I
don't know.
saw Jesse, who's the sound running guy, who does a lot of great stuff. Shout out. He tweeted something like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure we held the 10K national champs like 3 times last year," which he said, and I was like, "Shut up, bro! You didn't like." I watched your 10Ks. Like they weren't nearly as exciting as the actual US 10K champs.
Nothing can be as
They were
exciting.
just time trials.
Nothing will be as
so-
exciting as the US.
Please don't say that because the US champs was ridiculously
Unbelievably
exciting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it is, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's weird just because it's a change, and I liked how the US did it, but I think it's gonna be amazing now. It's because it's just its own thing, and definitely everyone will be doing it then.
More focused on it too.
It just makes it
competitive.
easier
Yeah.
and it makes it easier for like our teammate Joe, for example, to do the 10K, 5K double.
It is a
which
bummer
what he
when you
wants to
see
do.
people like scratching one event
Yeah,
for another when you're like, damn, I really wanted to see that person race. Whereas this way it's like, wow, everyone's just going to be all in on both.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that should be pretty sweet.
Speaking of USATF, should we talk about the them being in the news recently, criminal investigation?
They might shut us down, bro.
Honestly, they do have a lot of power.
They got.
I honestly know nothing about it.
Yeah, me neither. Well,
I don't know too much. All I know
Enlighten.
is that it sounds pretty corrupt, and that's not surprising.
yeah,
They were giving a bunch of shit to the CEO, right?
yeah,
It was-
Max.
Makes
He was like,
millions
it
of
was
dollars.
funny because their accounting records, what's it called, like whatever, like their balance statement is like public, and so you can see how much money like everyone gets paid. And Max Siegel, it was something like his salary was like something normal. It was probably, I don't know what it was. I think it's, say for example 100K, and then in the different column it's like bonuses 4 million. So it's just like you got like 4 million in bonuses in the year or something.
So
crazy.
imagine being an
And he's
American
like an
athlete
USATF.
who's struggling to like. I mean, it's always been talked about, struggling to pay rent, struggling to do stuff, and trying to be like. And then they see that a guy like
Yeah.
that's getting 4 million in bonuses. So
The thing is though, it's I think it's a lot more complicated than we would think, because USATF is much more than just pro running. Like where their money comes from is youth participation, all this different stuff. Like it's a big organization, and I'm sure. I mean, I don't think probably anyone deserves like that big of a bonus, but I'm sure there was a reason he got that bonus. I think it was actually to do with a big contract that he signed, which in itself, yeah, you
With
can
Nike,
say,
right?
yeah, it's like maybe corrupt because I think it was like for like 20 years or some shit. I don't know, man. There's probably, I mean, if he's getting investigated by the FBI or whoever's investigating him, then it's
Probably
probably,
a good reason.
probably
for
some
it.
shady
I was gonna
shit going
say,
on.
yeah, it's probably pretty shady. But
yeah.
it makes me. I think looking at that, it makes me sad because there's obviously we see athletes who struggle, and like, they probably look at that and go, well, that sucks. But
Yeah.
also like I couldn't. This is the first. I think that was the first time I read a bit of it, and I'm like, I just can't. I forgot how much control Nike has in our sport compared to like
yeah.
other sports. Like
A
Nike's
lot.
literally like controls a lot more than I expected.
It's pretty
So that was a
impressive.
bit of an eye opener.
Growing up, I was often like, man, why do they care so much about the sport? Like, why do they invest so much money, and why do they sponsor all these athletes? So I don't know if I've worked out the answer to that yet.
No, neither have I.
But I do know is that like they have their deep ties to running. Like that's their origin story. So they do care about it a lot, but also they just want to control it. So kind of like goes both ways. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to say about that just because I don't know anything about it.
Neither.
But it is crazy.
I just think like that in news, it's a bit disheartening. That's all. So
Yeah.
it was just interesting to kind of see that because
It's not our federations.
it isn't
Yeah.
our federations, but
Our
I mean,
federations are making their own mistakes, like
Yeah.
calling people Keith. And I don't know if New Zealand's
Okay.
done anything bad, but
well,
probably
that
not.
Keith thing is kind of blown up because if people don't know or seen it on social media, there is someone called Keith Hoare 1309.
oh yeah, shout out at KeithR1309. New account just started today.
New account started
A new
today,
favorite account on Instagram.
So funny.
and they're now claiming to be Keith Hoare. So I don't know if Athletics Australia are going to just like
Yeah,
abandon me and then start funding this Keith Hall. So
That'd be pretty funny if they were
'Cause they haven't
able
been
to
funded
fool
by it yet.
Athletics Australia and get like Athletics Australia like repost one of their posts or something.
that would be
that'd sick.
embarrassing, but also hilarious.
Be good troll.
But yeah, I mean, like hopefully,
Shout out to whoever has that account.
yeah, that was a good. That's hashtag good for the sport.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Do we have any?
Were we gonna play hashtag good for the sport? A little round.
Should we? Should we play a little round of hashtag good for the sport?
why don't we? Do we have anything else to talk about? Any other races?
I don't
Did
think
we
so.
cover everything?
CIM, I didn't really look. I just know they ran fast, but you know they always run fast there, so
Sam's not a.
it's not legit. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I just it's not the most.
He's saying that because Roy ran it.
Did Roy run it?
He was second.
Game second.
What did he run? 211.
212. Dude, the
212?
Soy Boys were second and third at CIM.
Vegan ain't no joke, bro.
Nice job, Soy Boys.
Wait, what's the other Soy Boys?
Nick.
Oh, Nick Hauger. Shout out.
Nice guy.
Dude, I
Also,
love that
shout
guy.
out to
He's
Kurt.
super
Super
love
cool.
that guy.
Kurt,
I shouldn't have been mean about CIM.
Yeah, you feel pretty
I don't,
bad
I, honestly,
now,
I
don't
don't
you?
know. I don't know
Don't
who
you,
won.
don't you feel pretty bad now?
Shout out to Kurt also.
Someone from
Kurt, our PT ran
Yeah.
I
218.
think someone from Brooks
And then-
Hanson's one.
218 ran 218 yesterday, and then
worked on
worked
us.
on us
Oh,
today.
yeah.
Absolute legend. So
How
shout out
was
to
he?
Boulder on
Legend,
physio.
actually.
If you guys want to ever
How
check
was he?
him out.
Was he pretty tired today? Was he limping around?
He
just
just
said-
he dropped a needle on the ground. He could like barely pick it up.
He said he
he
didn't wanna,
leans
like,
over. He's
move his
like,
legs.
oh fuck.
Yeah,
But the treatment was great, and now my calves are very sore from needles.
that's good. All right, we're playing around a good for the sport.
Just maybe a quick one.
I don't
Yeah.
even, because I'm trying to think which ones we did last week, and I can't remember. I feel like we did a
A
lot.
lot of general ones. We just need to be like a couple of quick ones each time
All right,
of recent events.
recent events.
Or
All right.
even
Hashtag good for the sport.
3, 2, 1, go.
Pacing a 5K, 3,800 meters, and then having a 6-mile tempo on a treadmill after it.
Hashtag good for the sport, but not for me.
Yeah, 20-mile day for Joe Clegger.
Yeah. Big day for the boy.
Track jeans.
Oh, I was gonna say that one.
Hashtag good for the fucking sport, bro. That guy's
Hashtag
hilarious.
good for the sport. The BU track being short.
Hashtag not good for the sport. That track
No?
needs to be remeasured. Nah, I mean, like, we actually asked the guy when we're going up to use the wood-weight treadmills to warm down. We'll ask him, like, how many times has that track been measured? He said, dude, every meet, somebody comes and measures it, and it's 200 meters. So it must be to do something with the bank or something, I don't know.
Not wearing socks in your
Hashtag
spikes.
not good for the sport.
Bleeding.
My feet
all
were
over the
carved
track.
up. Yeah, I was bleeding all over the track.
Yeah. Hashtag good for the sport. Toe spaces.
Hashtag good for the sport. I'm a believer now. I wore my toe spaces the entire time.
The
in Boston.
entire time in
Really?
Boston.
Yeah, I wore it with George, but they're starting to squish together, so I might have to get the nice ones.
Fair.
We'd both like get back, take our shoes off, put our
That's so
toe spaces
cute.
on together.
We should be
Great
all
time.
wearing our toe spaces right now.
I am wearing my toe spaces
shit.
right now.
I'm letting my blisters dry out.
I'll go put mine
Oh,
on.
you can't right now, but
Yeah,
My blisters are a bit fucked.
anymore.
Harvard kids all wearing their t-shirts to the party.
Hashtag not good for the sport.
Wait, they wear like
They
the
wore like
Harvard
Harvard
colors.
t-shirts. I'm like,
Harvard.
oh,
That's
bro, where do you go
Harvard.
to school?
Seriously.
That's
like-
hashtag not good for the sport.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah. All right, that's all I got.
That's
That was a nice little round, though. Another game of good for the sport right there. But yeah, anything else? I think that's it from me.
What about Ollie's whoop?
Oh,
Whoop.
oh yeah, Ollie just got his whoop today for anyone who's desperately in need of updates. So last time we touched on whoop, Ollie had some certain things to say, and now they just sent him a free whoop. So how do you feel?
they didn't send me a free whoop.
A
You have
what?
to have a subscription, don't you? It's like Hulu.
It's a little more
I think
expensive
A
than
little
Hulu.
bit more complicated than that.
I think it
mate.
works exactly like Hulu.
Yeah, you have to have a subscription.
Are there any
or
good
some
shows
shit.
on there?
I don't know.
So wait,
Hopefully.
did you have a subscription? Surely.
Well, I don't have one.
Well,
Surely
how-
they give you a
They
free
must
one.
just
I haven't
give you
got an
one.
email about it.
So you just got a WAP band
Yeah.
to wear around.
Does it look cool?
This
Are
is
you
this
just
is
gonna wear
a, this is a pay for my comment about it. Them trying to put WAP bands on the mile.
Wait, is it WAP or whoop? Why do you
I
keep
call-
saying WAP?
Because he says WAP.
I
That's what
call
he thought it was called.
I call it WAP, but it's
You had me confused for a second. Whoop. Yeah, they're gonna have to get all your data, so then when you race, they can, have all
can't
those
wait for them
important
to look at
metrics
my cholesterol and go, "This guy's gonna have a fucking heart attack."
and just diagnose you with diabetes.
This
I don't want
episode-
that diagnosis yet. I want to be like blind to that until I'm like 40.
This
Yeah.
episode is also coming out 2 days before the final race of the F1 season.
Okay, F1
Oh my
fans,
Lord.
this is like one
It's
of the
coming out Friday.
greatest Greatest
We should
championship
watch
runs.
practice and qualifying.
We have to
and
watch
the
all of
race.
it. We have to
Yeah.
watch all of it. It's like the greatest ending to a season
So
ever.
where is the race? Dubai or some shit? Or is it the last one?
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Oh, have they already been there? No, they went to Qatar, then Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, finale.
Some great countries there.
I would-
Tied,
Lots
tied.
of rides.
I want to give you
Championship.
guys a good for the sport.
All right.
Lewis Hamilton or Max Verstappen winning? Which one is good for the
Oh,
sport?
why did we should have done that?
Oh,
Which
yeah.
one do you think is good for the sport? Because you two are avid F1 fans. You've obviously followed this season. I've seen you guys kind of jump from here to there, but who do you think would be good for the sport to win? Lewis Hamilton or Max Verstappen?
I think Max Verstappen.
I think good for the sport, Max.
Yeah.
You're annoyed with Max at the moment, though. I think.
He's getting on my nerves, but
See, I think Max is a great example of someone who's like, seems like, honestly, a lot of ways, like a dislikable guy, but I fucking love support.
I reckon. I mean, I supported Max a lot last season when he was getting his ass kicked.
Yeah. But now he's on top.
Now, yeah, I
You
feel
know,
You
like
just don't
he
like the guy on top.
I feel like he plays the victim a little bit.
So does Lewis, though.
Lewis
Lewis
gets
gets a lot of crap for that.
Yeah, Lewis is not like.
I think they
in the
both.
clear
Maybe
with
it's
that.
just an F1 thing.
I think they always just got to play the victim because they never will say it's their fault for any like crashes or anything, and they just want to win so bad, and they're both so aggressive. They're pretty much
Dude,
like,
that race though, the race was insane.
Oh my
They're like
God.
the changeovers between the two, like
yeah. Then they crash a bunch.
yeah.
Multiple times. Yeah, I think so. This is the good thing. Actually, I think the answer to your question is both a hashtag good for the sport because either way you write it, this is a historic season and it's an amazing storyline. Because on one hand, you have Max Verstappen winning, which signals Mercedes finally losing and Red Bull getting the win, which they've just been like fighting for so hard for so many years now. And then on the other hand, you have Lewis Hamilton winning and just cementing himself as like the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
And especially in the way that he's going to win because it's going to be like kind of like a comeback. Like
he would too because this type of season will never happen again because there's like it is a new era next year. The cars are
it's
changing
true.
everything, so this really is like
The end.
the last chance for Red Bull to win in this era.
Yeah. So either way, freaking amazing. And what it just means is that watching this race is going to be so exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can't wait for that. So everyone tune in Sunday. Watch F1. They're not paying us to say that.
They will be.
Hope so. One
They
day.
will be.
In 3 to 5 years, they'll be paying us. Yeah.
All
But
right,
thank you very much to everyone who
tuning in for the night session.
who made it in for our tea club today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Some amazing insights. Congrats to these boys once again for their amazing performances over the weekend. Coffee Club survives another week. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.